this video, we're going to show you how to get powerful insights from lease agreements, or any other long-form contract for that matter, using Docugami's powerful foundation model for business documents. It's generative AI applied to your business documents. Let's start with the problem. Landlords, realtors, investors, insurers, and other participants in the complex world of real estate rely on long-form contracts to codify key obligations between parties. The text in these business-critical documents determines the value of the assets, but they must be reviewed manually, line by line, in almost all companies. No standardization is possible due to different local laws, different landlord preferences, and complex negotiations. Unfortunately for lease agreements, as with most other long-form documents, we live in a read, copy, paste world. In practice, companies are faced with a lot of manual work to extract useful insights. Let's see how Docugami can help. Docugami is the first business document AI product of its kind. Simple to use, but delivers powerful intelligence under the hood. Getting started is easy. We're just going to point Docugami to where your documents are and upload them. So I'm going to go from the home page to my content here, click on Add Docs. I'm going to upload some documents from my computer. So I'm going to pick folders here and go to where my documents are, and I'm going to grab these, upload them. Agree that that is what I'm doing, and since this is all I need, I don't need to add any more docs, so I'm just going to click Finish and let those start uploading here. Docugami supports all the most common document formats and automatically organizes your documents into similar sets of documents that can be compared. So that's what this message is telling me right now, that it's taking those similar docs and creating some doc sets. And I can go ahead and close this. And one thing to note is that Docugami is specifically designed to ensure the security and privacy of your data. So no information from your documents is ever shared outside of your organization. I'm going to go right here, and here they all are. They are uploaded, and now I'm going to wait a few minutes while those auto cluster into a new doc set. Okay, let's go ahead and generate a report to extract some data from our leases. And from the home page, I have several places I can do that from. I've got a tile up here that tells me I can generate a tabular report. I can go over here to the reports subsection, and I can create one from there. But I also, when I'm just getting started with Docugami, I have a really quick link right here just to create one. So we're just going to call this lease data. And then I'm going to choose the lease agreements doc set for my data set that I'm pulling this from. So now I've landed on the first document in this doc set, and what I'm looking for are those pieces of information I want to extract from all the documents in this doc set. As I hover around, you'll see things light up in blue, and those are various chunks that I can select. And when I do select them, you'll see that they show up in the upper right hand side here. I've also been given some suggested items down here. So for example, if I wanted this commencement date, which I do, I'm just going to hit add to report there. So I can use that to find some quick things, but I'm just going to go around quickly and just find a few things that I know I want. So when I select something, I can either add to report over here. I can also grab it here and drag it over and drop it in there. So I'm going to grab a few more of these. Now this, in this case, actually grabbed the wrong thing. So what I want to do is go back over here, and I do not need all that. I just need this bit right here. Say OK. It recognizes that as the 10, as you can see, and then I'll add to report. I'm going to grab the address here. It shows up as my premises address. And then I can even grab larger chunks. So for example, get this one, which spans the page. You can see that's a rather large one. You can also add that to the report. So at this point, I have several items here on my report. I can drag these around. So if I want, for example, the landlord to show up first, and let's say the tenant next, I can do that. And as you'll see, Docugami labels all these for me, but I can change these to any label that I want. So for example, I have the commencement date up here, but I also have this clause called the commencement date. So instead, I'm going to change this to commencement date clause, hit enter, and now I've changed the label for this particular chunk across all the docs of the doc set. Now that I have all the data types that I'm looking for, let's go ahead and preview the report. So I'll click on this report preview up here, and this will now show me in tabular form all of the items that I've chosen. So you can see landlord, tenant, commencement, and so forth. And then all of the documents in this doc set right here. So as you can see, it has gone through and found all of the landlords, all of the tenants, all the commencement dates, all the effective dates, and so on for everything. If I scroll down here, you'll see some docx's that came from Word. You'll see some PDFs, some of which are scanned. And if I click back into one of these documents and scan across several of them, you'll see that all of these documents are very different. Some of them have negotiated differences. Some may be on third-party paper. So you can see their scans and so forth. So we're able to look through all of these different types of documents and find the same information across each. If I go back into the report preview and you look up here at this human versus machine, this is the metric that shows essentially what the human has done versus what the machine has done. So in this case, highlighted in blue right here, the 7% represents the initial items that I chose for the report, and then the 93% shows everything that the machine found after that. So as you can see, Docugami is acting as a force multiplier and making the human an order of magnitude faster. While there are a few more steps to fully complete your report and publish it that we're not going to get into here, once I have done that, I can go in and I've got several different options here, including next steps, and I can actually download this as an Excel spreadsheet. Once the data has been extracted, you can work with it in the tool of your choice. In my case, I'm going to open it in Excel. Having chosen all the critical data that I need to compare and contrast throughout these leases to make sure that it's all in compliance, I can now go through the spreadsheet that Docugami has exported for me and compare all of these different pieces of data to make sure that they're correct. So I can look for things like expiring or out-of-date leases, rent tables, sublease terms, non-standard language for critical terms, really anything else I need to find to make sure that these leases are in compliance. Once I determine issues within a large data set like this, I can then go back to those original documents. I can then edit them and get them up to date and into compliance as needed. The sky's the limit here. Do you know what critical business data is hiding in your long-form documents? To summarize, you can use Docugami to easily generate insights from the data in your business critical documents. We use lease agreements here, but really any long-form contract works just as well. You can use the extracted data as insight for your next projects or to speed up data import to line of business systems. Minimizing mistakes and cutting costs, avoiding tedious word-by-word effort. Unlike other products, Docugami is super easy to use. At the same time, it's completely flexible and utilizes state-of-the-art generative AI. And Docugami keeps all of your data safe. Nothing is shared with the outside world. In addition, IT departments love Docugami since all our data can be exported easily to interoperable formats, like XML and JSON, for easy integration with backend systems. Docugami also integrates with tools such as Zapier, Slack, UiPath, and more that allows you to set up automated processes for the AI to alert you if certain conditions are met. And finally, you can even link online document storage systems like Dropbox to Docugami so that new documents are automatically integrated into existing reports. We're Docugami, the document engineering company, and we would love to work with you. Please visit Docugami.com to sign up for a free trial today.